Hey sis.
Hey sister circle.
I'm your big sis April.
And I'm your little sis Tiffany. And we are Sister Talk Network Podcast.
Sisters bridging the generational gap while encouraging candid conversations
and healing amongst women, friends, and sisters. You have a sister now.
Hey sis.
Hey sis.
Hey sister circle.
Hey y'all.
We are back for another day. And I am your big sis April.
And I'm your little sis Tiffany.
And this is Sister Talks Network Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. On the last episode, we talked about people pleasing.
Yeah.
And I spilled my guts about how I was a people pleaser for so many years and then getting to a point of putting my happiness above others' needs, which was really hard for me. But to God be the glory.
Yes.
I've done it. I'm not all the way there. I'm still a little bit of a work in progress in dealing with that conflict that comes along with expressing how I feel and not just going along with the flow and all of that other nonsense, but I'm almost there and I'm happy. Yeah. And we also talked about how different we are in that area because I'm the people pleaser. Oh, just go with the flow. Don't say nothing. Don't do nothing. Where she like gangster over here.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not doing that. No.
And I ain't gonna allow you to do it either.
Yeah.
Like, you don't feel like going, oh, you hurt you people. Well, I'm just gonna go because they gonna understand you're not going today.
Yeah, and needing that balance, like how we balance each other out and we meet in the middle. So we're going to continue the discussion and talk about what you just said. No.
Yeah. Like, no.
Like, and how much power there is in our no.
Yeah.
But for me, it is not saying no because not wanting to hurt anybody's feelings, first off. And then how is that going to be perceived? How is it going to be judged? Are they going to judge me because I don't know. It's just that worthy thing again, I guess, coming up.
People, I feel like regardless, even on the days that I try to turn it off, you going to judge. Like you going to think one way or the other.
Yes.
And there's a judgment one way or the other. If you say yes, it's like, oh yeah, this is the person I can always turn to. And they always say yes. I've heard so many people talk crap on people that say yes all the time and still use them.
Yeah.
So it's like, at least if you're going to talk about me, at least I did what I wanted to do.
That's true. I saw online, I can't remember the exact verbiage where people would say, people gonna talk about you whether you do no matter what you do. If you're happy, if you're sad. So just do what you want to do, regardless. That is very true. Yeah. That is so true. My goodness. And when I think about how many times I've said yes to things that I really didn't want to do, and then I'm resentful, like I talked about on the last episode of, why did I do that? Now I'm mad at you. I'm mad at everybody around because I'm working hard for something I didn't want to do. Like Rodney and I, my husband and I talk about now all the time where we used to always host the holidays. If there was a holiday, you knew it was going to be at our house. And my house is not a big house, but both sides of the family would squeeze into my little house. And I remember one day of being in the kitchen and there were so many people, like no matter what's going on in the house, we always congregate in the kitchen. Yeah. So many people being around me that I could not even move. And I looked around and I'm like, this is not bringing me joy. I can't do this anymore. But I did it because it was the only way to bring both sides of the family together. Like, I want my family, you want your family, but it's not like my side of the family is going to go to your family's house and vice versa. So we did it to please others, basically. But now, how many years has it been? It's been a few years since we've done it.
I think the last one you had,
it was before COVID, right?
It was way before COVID. I was pregnant with
I remember
little Warren. I think I was pregnant with little Warren. Yeah, I was pregnant with little Warren. That was the last Christmas. You had the ugly sweater.
Yes.
Yup.
And I remember that.
And I was 4. Big. Yeah.
I remember that. But getting to the point where this no longer brings me joy and just not doing it. And I am happy to come and put my feet underneath your table
Yes.
or my sister-in-law's table, my brother-in-law's house, and just enjoying it. So it's little things like that took me years to get to the point of I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And then when you want to do it, like there's still times when I want to do things and I'll say, oh, it's a labor of love, but I'm happy while I'm doing it. Like for one of my girlfriends, she was having a housewarming and she wanted desserts. So I made all these treats, just treats on treats on treats, little parfait cups here, there, and everywhere. And I was so happy to do it. Yeah. And she was so happy with it. Yeah, that makes a difference. That's a big difference. Because you have some people that just expect it. Yeah. It's the sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
They get used to it.
That is definitely a big difference. And be like, I'm not doing this no more. Mm-mm. That was me with some of my bonus family members of, every time my husband had a trip or something, I would host. We doing movie night, we doing this, we doing that. And it got to a point where nobody was helping me clean up afterwards. Nobody was. And then it was the complaints. Like, I'm doing this and then you gonna complain on top of this. That's like, well, you had this snack last time. Where's this snack at? You don't have it this time? Or are we ordering pizza? No, I don't have it to order pizza in order for everybody this time. Or and then kids came into play and it was like, I can't do that. And then y'all don't know when to go home. And now y'all bring in a suitcase and y'all want to come and stay for 2 days afterwards. So it's like, no, I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah. And you were the host. And one of my girlfriends is like this too, where you got a whole toiletry bag in the bedroom and bathroom with everything they need. And I tell one of my girlfriends about this too, because she is the hostess with the mostest too. And you go to her house, she has everything down to the black makeup washcloths that say makeup on them so that you can not worry about getting your makeup on lighter cloths. And she will always say, oh, people come to my house and they stay. Everybody wants to, people want to come. I see why. If you give me a 5-star resort, I'm going to stay at your house too.
One of Warren's family members is like that. The one that we absolutely love.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
hey, girl.
I be forgetting sometimes that she not related to us.
Yeah,
like, everybody got that one family member that's just like, oh, she mine.
Yeah, I love her.
If anything, God forbid, happened, I'm taking her with me.
She's staying
she
with
ain't
us.
your family no more. She mine. But she's like that. We had went to our house. I think she was in North Carolina or something at the time, and we went to go stay with her. And I was cooking breakfast. I was up at 5 o'clock. I was washing dishes. I was cleaning. Yeah, I was cleaning the house. When we got done, I washed the bedding that we were staying in, that we were laying on, and folded it up and put everything away. She was like, "Girl, you can come to my house anytime." She's like, "I don't even want you to go home."
Right, but she appreciated it. But a lot of people, when you have people that have that sense of entitlement, they're not doing that. Yeah. But she appreciated that. And it's something that she liked to do. But when it gets to the point where people are misusing you or taking advantage, then you have to say, okay, no, I just have to say no. Because I'm not going to be doing this over and over again. And for me, like even with the whole hosting thing and committing to stuff that I know I really don't want to do or have the mental capacity to do, we've talked openly about anxiety. And when I tell you the anxiety that was attached to those things.
Yes. Because then we have this thing where we're always worried about if there's enough. Yes. And we always go overboard. There's always more than enough.
Too much.
So it's just like, we always do that every single time. And it's like, all right, well, I remember I've never went more overboard than I did for Arya's first birthday party.
Oh, yeah, you did.
We did the troll. Yes, we did the troll theme. I had a rainbow snack of everything. We had the troll 2-tiered 2-flavored cake that was over $200 and some dollars. But I mean, the trolls looked like they had a party all over our cake. Yeah. And I was like, I'm not doing that no more.
No,
like, I'm not doing it.
That's your first baby. It's
we did. I did do it again when we had Wakanda.
Oh my goodness, yo!
I did do it again. I did it one more time.
Down to the dancers, drummers. Yes. The whole theme.
I got so much praise and in so much trouble all in the same sentence from Warren. He was like, "How much did you spend so far?" And I was like, I don't know. You just told me to go get this, go get this, go get this. So I just went and got it. And then we did everything late. He was still coming up with ideas. So it's like,
at the last minute.
Yeah, because I remember he was like, oh, they should have crowns. Okay. Do you want, or he wanted these African print outfits for everybody, but then he found them on Etsy, and I had to have them expedited, in order to make sure that they was gonna get here in time. So it's like, it was a lot, but it was
a lot. That was
so much fun.
It was a lot, but it was beautiful, and what beautiful memories you have from that. That it was amazing. It definitely was absolutely.
I have to do one for Little Warren. Like, I have to go overboard.
He needs his.
Next year, next year I think I'm going to do one.
Well, next year he'll be 5.
Yeah,
so that'll be perfect.
Then he'll have his.
That's his milestone, and he has his big bash, which will be perfect.
Ooh, I know what I
want to do. Don't put it out there yet. You might change your mind.
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
You have to tell me later. Tell me later.
I'm gonna do it.
But I mean, that will be, because it's something that you enjoy with your kids. Like, it's going to be something, a labor of love. Like I should say, something that you enjoy, you want to do. It won't be one of those things where I don't want to do this and the anxiety.
Yes.
Well, you may have a little.
Because we didn't have birthday parties like this.
No.
We didn't have big ones, and I was like, "No, I don't want to do it. If you don't want to do it, and I don't want to do it, we're not doing it." Yeah,
that's okay that you don't. But think about. I dare to say, even maybe 3 to 4 years ago, you wouldn't have felt that way. You would have felt obligated, right? They're not having a party.
Yeah.
What do we want to do?
I picked up a Walmart cake the day of, and was like, "This is what you."
And we're happy. We're singing happy birthday.
Yeah.
You give them their little bag of stuff, and they're happy. Yeah. So kudos to you. That's a learning experience. Yeah. Growth, I should say, of being okay with, no, we're not doing that. And it doesn't matter what other people say, because people will call and say, oh, you're not having the birthday party? No. No, we're not. No. We're not doing that. And I think that it's important to evaluate the people and the things that are around you and decide, okay, what's draining me of energy, what's adding to me, and to purge yourself of those things, to give space to you for you to fill up what's serving you and what's making you happy.
My favorite one of your growth is actually the no. Because when you started saying no in the corporate world, I was like, yes, she got it. Because she was just like, no, you asking for this today, and it's Friday, and you think I'm gonna stay up all night and get this done? Yeah. No, I will let you know where we at by the end of the day, and I'll see you on Monday. But there was a time when you would just be like, oh my God, I can't go nowhere. I gotta get this done.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I did it for years, and it's such a freedom that has come along with that. And I remember even talking to my boss and telling her that I'm no longer willing. And it wasn't like she was asking me to do anything, but just in general conversation, we were actually talking about something else and someone else and their position that they were taking. And I'm like, they're doing what? Yeah. But I told her I'm no longer willing to sacrifice my health, my physical or mental health, or my family. So I'm shutting down at a certain time. If that means, okay, I may give you a couple hours on a Saturday just to try to catch up. But if it's not something where there is fire coming from the roof, no, we're no longer doing that.
Yeah, I was a mess at work because there would be like a legit corporate fire.
Oh no, sis.
And I would be like, I'm not doing it.
You can't do that when you work for somebody else. That's why she needs to be an entrepreneur.
I know, but I did. But and they were mad. But I had a problem with corporate seeing the fire and waiting until somebody else is gonna fix it.
Yeah, they're reactive.
And then when I'm on my way out the door, now you want me to fix it. Like, if you need me to fix it, tell me at the beginning of the day, hey, there's a fire. I know you're good in this area. Could you help out? We need all hands on deck.
But no.
Don't tell me you need all hands on deck when it's Friday, it's payday, and I have already planned to have 2 drinks. No, I'm not doing it.
You say it's margarita time.
Yes, it is.
Time to go.
It is happy hour. I'm out.
You find that a lot in corporate America, where they're reactive and not proactive.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a huge problem.
And like, yeah, like you seen this was going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Like, how did you not see it leading up to this?
Or you see that there's certain people that have the trend of calling out every time during this time. Mm-hmm. So how about you fix that issue before we get down to this day?
So see, yeah, and that's what it's all about. And if we come up with solutions, if we're proactive instead of reactive, the likelihood of needing to say no is slim to none.
And people understand, because when you really get down to the point of saying no, if I say no, I don't have to give a reason anymore.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Because now
I struggle with that.
Yeah, but the people now, like if I say no, they know there's a legit reason. They don't even ask no more. And if you ask, you might get chewed up.
Yeah, and they shouldn't question it. And I mean, that's another thing about in the area of friendship. Like one of my girlfriends, she's always asking me to do something because she knows I was like the host. I always did stuff. And she'll come to me every now and then and say, "Oh, you should do this." No, ma'am.
That is not how you ask.
She laughs and she respects it. That's why we're friends.
Yeah.
But like somebody else who has that sense of entitlement probably wouldn't understand that.
Yeah. Because I've had people, I'm not doing nobody's hair. I don't do hair. I know how to do hair. But if you ask me, it's absolutely no right out the back. Not unless Jesus is sitting on the edge of my bed and talking to me and saying, "I need you to do this." There's very few times where people have said, I need my hair done and I need your help. But them people, I've had one individual buy hair, buy closure, and assume that I'm going to do their hair. And then message me and be like, "Hey, I need a favor." No, you don't. No, you don't.
No.
There's only 3 people. Because we talk about our one little cousin. That day you called me, you was just like, "I need you to fix this. I know
help.
You really don't do hair, but I need you to fix this." And I was like, absolutely, of course, because of the person that it was.
Right.
And then the one that's getting ready to be she's getting married, and the one that's getting ready to be my other sis. And she didn't even ask me. She was like, she had her engagement party. It was the night before.
I remember that.
And she called me. She was like, "I don't like my hair." She didn't even know I did hair, y'all. And I was like, "Come over, let me see how bad it is, and we gonna fix it." She was like, "You do hair?" "I'm black. We all do hair." Sis, we all do hair.
No, we don't.
We all. It's in the roots. It's in the blood. We talk about bloodline. No, it's in the bloodline. We gonna figure it out. Then she was like, "What else you know how to do?" "Nothing. I don't know how to do nothing else."
Not telling you. But those were situations again with just because the last person that you were talking about. Because of her character and how giving she is, that's one of them people where I don't care if I got to stay up all night.
We gonna figure it out. She was rocking Little Warren to sleep while I was still doing the hair. Like, we gonna figure this out, but you gonna be okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to go a little bit deeper. Like those are the surface no's, and just saying no to people, saying no to situations, saying no to for our mental sanity. But in going deeper, how powerful our no is when we're saying no to traveling back in our minds and traveling back to certain situations and certain traumas and hurts and pains in the past, because we always talk about how our mind is that gateway and how we play the tape over and over and over in our mind and taking those thoughts captive on a daily basis and saying no.
Yeah. Did you watch Shutter Island? Shutter Island is a really good one. It's not scary.
You see me looking like,
you like, yo, I don't let you suggest nothing. But in the movie Shutter, it was a Shutter Island. No, it's got Leonardo DiCaprio. I love Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, he no, it was Inception. Did you see that? That it was really good. It's
Inception?
Yes, okay. It's a mind bender. But in part of the movie, he has like in his dream world that he can travel to. He has like this elevator, and he built a house in his dream, and he holds all of these memories, and he keeps going back to them. No. So you said that, I was like, oh, it is so good. I've watched that movie 6 or 7 times by now,
I'm
and
gonna
I'm
have to look for
still getting new stuff every time I
Every
watch it.
time.
It is so good.
Maybe that'll be my date night movie
He has
tonight.
never made a movie. He has not made a movie that wasn't good.
Yeah, he is good.
He has not made a movie like
He is good.
he started out with I think that was one of his first ones. Man in the Iron Mask was a good one. Shutter Island is my absolute favorite, but that won't trip you up. Don't watch
I'm not
that.
gonna watch that.
I read the book, so that's why I wound up watching the movie. But it is absolutely good about how we, and it's like a jail cell. Like I'm holding all of
Hold
this,
you
and I'm gonna go
hostage.
revisit this.
Yeah. And I just over the last week or two, there was something that happened in my past, and just a big mess up, like something that I did that I was very that I regretted, and I know that God forgave me, like all of those things, but I kept playing it back in my head over and over, like I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, like if I could go back,
right? How could you do that? Just But get into a place where it's like, no, I refuse to do that anymore. I refuse to do that. And when it comes up, I go right away to a thankful heart of, okay, God, although I did this, look at what you did for me.
Yeah.
You brought me through. I might, I didn't come out unscathed, but I came through, and just thankful for that, of him bringing me through. But yeah, we can get stuck.
Yeah.
We can absolutely get stuck, and I just don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, I've had to tell myself no.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
And it's like to tell yourself no, especially when it's something that you want to do, is when it gets hard. So like even for instance, we had just yesterday whole pack of Oreo cookies, the double stuffed
that's the
ones.
hard part.
And I'm like, so there's like this greedy little trick that I learned about Oreos, because I don't like them when they're crunchy. I like them when they're soft.
Ew.
Because they just like the double stuffed ones. I love them, but if I sit them out for like a half an hour, they start to soften up a little bit. So I leave them. I'll have like 5 of them lined up, let them all just lay there, and then and just eat them. Wait a half an hour and then eat them.
So you had to tell yourself no.
I had to tell myself no, but everybody else ate them. That thing is empty. But I was like, I'm not doing. Not even 12 hours going.
I'm still struggling with that. I've been honest about my eating, and I am doing better, but I'm learning that it's not just snacks. Now, don't get me wrong. I love some chips, any kind of chips, where I have to tell myself, no, you cannot have chips today. But anything to do with food, I'm compulsive. Like even if it's fruit, you don't need to eat the whole pineapple. It's just, you keep cutting it up, eating. Why?
Yeah.
So that's still a struggle for me. Something that I submit daily to God.
But that's the whole clean the plate club.
So you have to eat all your food.
Yes, that's the clean the plate club. There's a documentary on that, and about how that's why a lot of Americans overeat, because we were so afraid to waste anything that it was just like, oh, you have to clean your plate. I don't tell my kids that for that reason.
Yeah,
because they gonna wind up when they get older. All right, I have to clean this. I have to finish this.
Yeah, you wind up overweight.
Now when we go out to eat, we fighting not to bring no leftovers. I'm like, I'm going to try to eat every bit of this,
but it doesn't need to be like that every day, like you said. And it wasn't until I started to travel out of the country, and you see how other cultures eat, and being in the hotel, and the breakfast is literally some croissants and some little fruits and some little pastries like this small.
Oh, I'm never going.
And
they would be looking at me like,
where's the bacon? Where's the meat?
Yeah.
And even if you do get meat, like on a salad or something, you get like 2 little pieces of meat, and then the rest is greenery.
The servants, they follow serving size. It's like that when you go. I remember one of the restaurants I went to is called Fork. And I was like, okay, this is a high-end restaurant. Okay, them plates. I was like, where's the rest of my food?
Yeah.
This plate is $75. Where is the rest?
We're Americanized.
If I'm going to spend $75 on a plate, it better be all you can eat. No. Like I want all of it. And I'm like,
no, most cultures don't eat like that.
And then the way they come over, oh, you finished your plate? Yeah, bring me another one. Yeah. Like,
because they're not used to it.
This is not it.
But their power in saying no to food is the reason why I go into a shop for a dress and she's like, oh, they're one size. No, they're not my size.
Right.
And then she's holding it out and I'm like, no, I can't fit that.
Yeah, them European size. But then we built different too. Them European
We're built different because we eat different.
No, we're built different just based off of our
genetics.
ancestors. Yeah, because like that's exactly why there was some of us that was in the house because they was just like, oh, I like this.
Yeah, I like that shape.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
They had a wife and a girlfriend.
Girlfriends up in the house. So that was one thing. And then the other thing, saying no to, and we talked briefly about it on the last episode, is saying no to wearing the mask. Like how we hid behind the mask of for so many years of being who we weren't, trying to live up to the opinions and feelings of others, trying to be worthy, like all of the things that we can't do in our own power that prevent us from being who God says.
Yeah. So I think the biggest one was me not having conversations in my marriage when there's a conflict because I was afraid of the argument being so big that it was going to be irreparable.
Right.
So now it's just like, oh no, we're going to have this. No, I'm not. Yeah. Like I'm not pushing this underneath the carpet until it goes away because then I'm going to have to deal with it again and again and again. And I was raised like that. Like, oh no, we just not going to say nothing. We just going, no, we're not doing that. If you don't want to say nothing, that's on you. But I'm going to say how I feel. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. But it is what it is. No, I don't like this and I don't like this. And a lot of stuff, even when I feel like it's not getting resolved, at least I said it.
Yeah.
You can no longer say, oh, I didn't know you feel like that. Like that used to piss me off. Like even with my friends. And they would be like, oh, I didn't know you feel like that. Or I didn't know.
Expressed it?
No.
Because a lot of times we don't.
Yeah. And they be like, oh no, I didn't know you felt like that. Or I didn't know. Okay, well now you do.
Yeah. There's something that I've learned over the last year, and it's to never assume anything. Because like we sometimes think, oh, it's common sense for you to know that. No, I no longer assume. I'm saying no to assumptions. Yeah. I no longer assume anything. Like I will tell you the same thing 10 times before I assume you know the answer. Yeah. Because no, I can't do that anymore. I've gotten my feelings hurt too many times from assumptions and just going along with the flow like we talk about. But that whole conflict thing, and I talked about that before, like that was big for me. Like it was easier for me to be passive and go with the flow and not express my opinions and not say no to the things that I didn't want to do than to have that conflict and it turned into something bigger. But what I learned in my marriage is that saying no or offering an opinion has been so beneficial to my marriage because it's like now he understands. He knows me. He knows my why. He knows my boundaries. Where if you don't express those things, men and women are so different that we can never assume. Yeah. I made that. Woo, child.
Yeah, we had that conversation, I think, a few years ago on what did the roles of our mates look like? Like, okay, what does my role look like to you? What does that look like? And what does my role as that being my husband look like? Yeah. And I think we need to follow that with our sisters too.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Okay, what does your role in my life look like? What do I want your responsibilities to be? What do I need from you, and what do you need from me?
Right.
Because those roles look different. Yeah. Which each individual. Like there's certain friends that I have. I only call them if I need them to get in the car. Because I know if I tell them something, they getting in the car. So it's like, if I really don't want you to come over here and try to fix it, I can't call you. Yeah. Or there's some people that's like, okay, I know this is I'm a battle and I'm going to sit with you through this. I'll call that person like, okay, I need prayer and I need guidance. I have one that's kind of like my mentor where I need somebody to look at this situation and tell me what I did or tell me what I need to be doing. And
show you you.
Yes. So
Okay.
she'll always, she's that mirror for
That's
me.
good.
She's always going to be like, okay, I don't agree with this person did, but you can't control their situation. You had to control yours.
Your
so
piece.
what did you do? And she always brings
Yeah.
it back like, what did you do? What can you fix? Because right now
Yeah.
I'm hearing you angry, but you ain't going to be to stay there. So
Yeah.
what you doing?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Somebody to be a mirror for you and showing you your part, because we often get so stuck in what the other person is doing that we can't even see where we are or what we're doing. And I've tried, like recently, I'm trying to evaluate myself in that way and like, okay, what can I do? And God has been good and guiding and showing me this is where you are, this is what you need to do, and seeing the results. So that's good. So sisters, we are going to use our power of no.
Yes.
And those practical senses in just your everyday life, whether it be in corporate America, in your friendships and your family. And we're also going to use our power of no and digging deep within and not allowing ourselves to go back to those past traumas, to those past worries, to all those fears. We're going to cast our cares on God, knowing that He cares for us, and let those things go. Let it go. Let's sing the song. Let it go.
Frozen.
Let it go, Elsa.
And no is an answer.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, it's okay to just say no and not feel like we have to explain ourselves on why. Not everybody deserves to be in our business and know what the no is for.
Right.
Like, if I'm saying it, it's for a good reason. And always take it back to kids, because there's a few times I'll be like, I told you not to touch the stove. You know why you shouldn't touch the stove. And then, kids, they be like, well, why? Find out. Go ahead. But I told you no.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I struggle with that. So I'm going to continue to be a work in progress. I am getting better with saying no. I do still struggle with the why, but I have reduced my explanation from
the whole
sentences
paragraph because you like, I got to text them and tell them, girl, this happened today and this happened this week and I just don't have to. No.
Yeah.
Or I'm not able to.
Yeah, that's even better.
Yeah, like I'm not able to.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
And be like, that it is what it is. I'm not able to.
That's a good one. So we're not able to, and then that takes away the need to explain why you're saying no, as if you're just saying no. All right, that's good.
Not able to.
So we have our tools on what we're gonna do to make our no's a little bit easier. And I think we're going to start to wrap up there. Yes. And we will end with our question. And that is, what does sisterhood mean to you? To you. You going first? Or you want me to go first?
Go ahead and go. Okay. We got to do it now.
Based on everything that you said, you said something that really stuck out to me about that person, your mentor, being a mirror. So for me, in me evaluating my circle now of people, sisterhood is a reflection for me. And me looking at those people as a reflection of the things that I may be lacking in and what I should do. Like, for instance, to give an example, I have this one friend, and Rodney, we laugh because I tell him all the time, I'm not going to say her name, but I say, I love me some XYXXS. And we were away with her, and I said it in front of her. I was like, I tell my husband all the time, I love me some blah, blah, blah. And he says, yeah, you say that like I'm not even here. And I was like, look at him getting jealous. But what I love about her is the godly representation that she is. When I tell you, as far as a marriage, like, God knew what I was lacking and what I needed. Yeah. She is everything that I aspire to be in my marriage. Yeah. So she's a reflection of everything that I want to be. But she looks at me and she says the same thing. Like, because she's not so confident. Yeah. She is a powerhouse, but she doesn't understand that yet. So she says to me the same, like, you are a reflection of the confidence that she wants to exude because it's all up in here, just trying to get out.
Yeah. That's
So what does sisterhood mean to you?
I feel like it means knowing. I didn't necessarily know what my no's were. And I was saying yes to stuff because I thought that's what a good friend was. I thought that's what a good sister was. Like, oh, I'm just gonna say yes because if you're asking, you need it, and never really doing how we talk about self check-ins, not knowing to do that self check-in and feel like, am I capable of doing this, and what place is it coming from? Because if I'm doing it just because I feel forced, you're not getting. There's no love there. You're not getting it. So for me, it's just knowing.
Yeah, knowing when to say no, knowing when to say yes, knowing when to be still and do nothing, just knowing. That's good.
And God is in both. Like, we be like, God wants your yes, yeah, he wants your no too. Because there's a lot of stuff that we need to be saying no to.
And then sometimes it just don't sit right in your spirit.
Yes,
and you know,
like it's
do it anyway.
like no, don't do it. I'm a firm believer on that. If I feel like I shouldn't do something, I'm definitely no, I'm not going. I'm not doing it. No. I done learned my lesson the hard way.
Yeah,
and me now too. I can see it now.
Right, me too. And I wasn't always that way. So again, thank God for growth.
Yes,
in that area,
like, and the stuff that He walked through us with. Because
thank you,
there
Lord.
was, I don't know who was talking about that. If God would have just carried us, I think it was Tim Ross talked about if God would have carried us over some stuff, then we missed everything he walked. He was like, no, he's walking us through.
Yep. That just goes back to the footprints in the sand. Where he's carrying us during those times when we just aren't going to make it otherwise.
And then sometimes getting a lesson for somebody else. Because there's been a lot of stuff that is so apparent to me now. Off of other people, I'm like, ooh, I seen how that plays out. Let me help you out real quick.
Yeah, because we're not doing that. We don't want you to do that either.
Yes. Gotta know.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We know. All right, so we are going to wrap up there. Thank you again for joining us. Have a good rest of your evening. And we will see you soon.
See you.
Bye.